Welcome to Pixel Perfect, the image sensor podcast. Join host Manu and image expert Emma.
Welcome back, everyone, to Pixel Perfect. For those just joining us, this is our 5th deep dive into the world of image sensors.
And today we're going to talk about the companies that are making these sensors.
The companies behind these little technological marvels.
Yeah, exactly. So who are the big names in the image sensor market? What makes them stand out?
Well, some names pop up all the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, even if you aren't, super into tech,
Right.
Sony and Samsung are kind of the rock stars of the image sensor world.
They are. Yeah, they really are.
I mean, every time I hear about a new phone with, a crazy good camera, it seems like it's always using a Sony or Samsung sensor.
Yeah, that's not a coincidence. Sony, in particular, they've really built a reputation for pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
They have.
With sensors, their Exmor and Starvis sensors.
Yeah, those are big names.
They've managed to pack hundreds of megapixels onto a single sensor.
Hundreds.
Hundreds of megapixels.
That's wild. But does anyone really need that much resolution? Like, if you're just snapping a quick pic.
It's a good question. And the answer, like with most things, it depends. It depends on what you're trying to achieve.
Right.
For everyday photography, you might not notice a huge difference between, a 12 megapixel sensor and a 108 or something.
But for professionals, though.
For professionals, yeah, or specialized applications, that extra resolution, it can be a game changer.
So things like if you need to zoom in on a photo.
Yeah, if you want to crop out a specific detail, or maybe if you're capturing images for large format printing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you need all the pixels you can get.
It's kind of like the difference between listening to music on your phone speaker.
Yes.
Versus a nice audio system.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes you just want that full, uncompressed experience.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not just resolution, right?
No, it's not. High resolution is just one piece of the puzzle. Sony sensors are also known for their low light performance.
Oh, yeah. Low light performance.
Yeah.
Because remember when taking pictures in dim lighting was just a guaranteed blurry mess?
Oh, yeah.
You'd go out for dinner and it's okay, well, we can't take any pictures because it's too dark.
Yeah.
All the pictures are going to be grainy.
Totally.
Blurry.
Well, they have all these technologies to kind of combat that now.
They do.
They use backside illumination.
Okay.
Which basically flips the sensor's architecture to improve light capture. And this, along with their stack sensor designs, allows them to capture incredibly clear and detailed images, even in challenging lighting conditions.
So are they like the night owls of the camera world?
Exactly. And you'll find these sensors everywhere, not just in smartphones. They're used in everything from high-end DSLR cameras to self-driving cars, even industrial robots.
Wow. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
But what about Samsung?
Yeah.
What are they doing to compete with Sony?
Samsung is no slouch when it comes to image sensor innovation. They've developed their own technology called ISOCELL.
ISOCELL, okay.
Which focuses on isolating individual pixels on the sensor.
Okay, but how does isolating the pixels improve the image?
Well, imagine each pixel as a tiny well collecting light.
Okay.
Without proper isolation, that light can kind of spill over from one pixel to the next, causing interference and reducing clarity.
Gotcha.
But ISOCELL tech, it creates physical barriers between those pixels, preventing that spillover.
Oh.
And that results in sharper, more vibrant images with better color accuracy.
So it's kind of like giving each pixel its own little private room.
That's a great way to put it.
To collect light without distractions.
Yeah, exactly. And just like Sony, Samsung offers a wide range of sensors to fit different needs and budgets.
So we've got Sony known for resolution and low light performance, and Samsung pushing the boundaries with their pixel isolation tech. It sounds like a pretty intense rivalry.
It is, yeah.
But is it just a two-horse race at the top? Or are there other players making waves in the image sensor market?
Oh, there are definitely other companies doing some really fascinating things. In fact, some are choosing to specialize rather than try to directly compete with these giants.
Okay.
For example, there are companies like OmniVision and Hymax who are all about creating incredibly efficient sensors.
Efficient in terms of power consumption.
Exactly. As our devices are becoming more compact and portable, the demand for low power sensors, it's skyrocketed.
Yeah, I'm always trying to save battery life on my phone.
For sure. Especially when you're using the camera a lot.
Yes, especially when I'm using the camera.
Well, Companies like OmniVision and Hymax, they're helping to address that challenge.
They are.
They're creating sensors that can deliver great image quality, but while sipping power,
Okay.
which is essential for things like wearables, security cameras, other battery-powered devices.
So while Sony and Samsung might be battling it out for the highest resolution and best low-light performance, these other companies are finding their niche by focusing on efficiency.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the diversity of this industry. There are companies specializing in everything from sensors designed to withstand extreme temperatures to others that are pushing the limits of miniaturization.
This is already so much more complex than I realized. I can't wait to hear more about these specialized companies. Tell me, where do we go from here?
So we were just talking about efficiency. Let's stick with that theme for a minute. OmniVision, for example, they're known for creating a wide range of sensor sizes.
Okay.
So they cater to everything from like tiny wearables to much larger, more demanding applications.
It's kind of wild to think about how much variety there is in the world of image sensors. We've got these, giants like Sony and Samsung making these crazy high-resolution sensors, and then you've got companies like OmniVision focusing on making these tiny but powerful components for our smartwatches and other gadgets.
It really highlights how image sensors have just become so essential to so many different parts of our lives.
They have.
And each of those applications, they have their own specific requirements. Think about the camera in your doorbell.
Okay, yeah.
It needs to be small enough to fit in a compact device, energy efficient enough to run on battery power, and durable enough to withstand, the elements.
That's a good point. I hadn't really considered all the factors that go into designing an image sensor for a specific use case. Like, it's not just about cramming in as many pixels as possible.
Exactly. And speaking of small and efficient, we can't forget about Hymax.
Nymax, yeah.
They're practically the kings of miniaturization.
Yeah.
Creating sensors that are so small they can fit into AR/VR headsets, wearables, even those tiny little cameras used in medical devices.
So when I'm exploring a virtual world or tracking my steps with my smartwatch, it's likely a Hymax sensor capturing the data.
That's amazing to think about how this technology is literally woven into the fabric of our lives.
It really is. And it's not just about shrinking the size. Hymax is also pushing the boundaries of power efficiency, which is so crucial for these types of devices that rely on small batteries. Right, okay. So we've talked about the companies focused on resolution, low-light performance, and efficiency. What other specialized areas are there in the image sensor world? You mentioned something about, extreme conditions.
Right. There are some companies out there making sensors that can handle some pretty intense environments.
Wow, okay.
Take Onsemi, for instance. They specialize in sensors that are built for speed and ruggedness.
Okay.
We're talking applications like self-driving cars, factory automation, high-speed cameras used for scientific research.
So if a sensor needs to capture a crystal clear image of a Formula One race car speeding past, or maybe monitor a fast-moving production line in a factory, Onsemi is the company to call.
Exactly. Their sensors are designed to withstand vibrations, extreme temperatures, and capture images with incredible speed and precision.
They're like the action heroes of the image sensor world.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What about challenging lighting situations?
That's where a company like SmartSense comes in.
SmartSense, okay.
They specialize in sensors that excel in extreme lighting conditions. Think about security cameras.
Yeah.
They need to capture clear footage in broad daylight, but also in the darkest shadows.
That's a huge challenge. I've definitely seen security camera footage where the image is either totally blown out or too dark to make out any details.
Well, SmartSense is tackling that problem head on by developing sensors with a wider dynamic range, allowing them to capture more detail in both highlights and shadows.
They're like the all-seeing eyes of the surveillance world.
Right.
Capturing everything with perfect clarity, no matter the lighting. It makes you wonder what else is possible with image sensor technology.
Well, if you're looking for something truly unique, there's a company called SOI that specializes in custom sensor solutions.
Custom, okay.
So they work with clients in a variety of industries, creating highly specialized sensors to meet very specific needs.
So if you have a problem that requires an image sensor solution no one's ever thought of before, you call SOI. They sound like the ultimate problem solvers in the image sensor world.
They definitely have that reputation.
Yeah.
They're heavily focused on research and development, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with this technology.
This is incredible. We've covered so much ground, from industry giants to niche specialists, high resolution to extreme efficiency, everything in between. It's clear that the world of image sensors is a vast and fascinating landscape.
It really is. And believe it or not, we've still got a few more companies to discuss. There's a whole ecosystem of manufacturers out there, each playing a role in shaping the future of this technology.
Okay, I'm officially hooked. Who else is out there making their mark on the image sensor industry?
Taking a moment to remind you, if you're inspired by what you're hearing and want to learn more about how CamMake can help bring your imaging projects to life, head over to cammake.com.
All right, so we've talked about the giants, the efficiency experts, the rugged adventurers, and the custom shop specialists. Who else is out there making waves in the world of image sensors?
Well, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about accessibility.
Okay.
Not every application needs a cutting-edge, super high-resolution sensor.
Right.
Sometimes you just need something that's reliable and affordable.
Yeah, not every camera needs to be shooting for, like, the cover of National Geographic, right?
Exactly. And that's where a company like Galaxy Core comes in.
Galaxy Core, okay.
They specialize in developing budget-friendly sensors that offer solid performance without breaking the bank.
So these are the sensors that are, like, making those amazing smartphone cameras accessible to more people.
Absolutely. Galaxy Core's focus on affordability, it's been really instrumental in driving innovation in the lower-cost smartphone market,
Yeah.
allowing more people to capture high-quality photos and videos.
That's great. It's a good reminder that technological advancements aren't always about pushing the absolute limits of what's possible. Sometimes it's about making those advancements accessible to a wider audience.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of accessibility, let's talk about BYD.
BYD, okay.
They're another company that might not be as well known as, like a Sony or Samsung,
Right.
but they're quietly making a big impact
Okay.
by offering reliable, all-around performance for a wide range of applications.
So they're kind of like the unsung heroes of the sensor world,
Yeah.
providing like this steady, dependable workhorses that keep things running smoothly.
That's a great way to put it. They might not have the most glamorous specs, but they consistently deliver good quality and reliability.
Yeah.
Which is crucial for many applications.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so we have Galaxy Core making image sensors more affordable and BYD providing reliable performance for the masses. Are there any other companies we should add to our, image sensor watch list?
Definitely. There's a company called Sista that's doing some really interesting things with miniaturization.
Okay.
They specialize in creating tiny, high-resolution sensors that are perfect for applications where space is at a premium.
Okay, so now I'm picturing those tiny spy cameras you see in movies. Are we talking that level of miniaturization?
Haha, maybe not quite spy-level tech, but definitely those sorts of applications where size is a critical factor. Think about wearables, medical devices, or even those tiny cameras embedded in drones.
It's amazing to think about how they pack so much functionality into such a small package. And you mentioned one more company.
Right. Last but not least, there's PXI.
PXI, okay.
They're similar to BYD in that they offer that solid, dependable performance across a range of applications. They're another one of those companies quietly working behind the scenes to make image sensor technology more accessible and reliable.
It sounds like we owe a debt of gratitude to all these unsung heroes of the image sensor world. They might not always get the same attention as the big players, but they're playing such a vital role in making this technology work seamlessly in our everyday lives.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of, the latest and greatest advancements, but it's important to remember that the entire ecosystem of image sensor manufacturers contributes to the incredible technology we have today.
Well, this has been an incredible journey. We've gone from the giants like Sony and Samsung to these smaller specialized companies, and it's clear that the world of image sensors is far more diverse and fascinating than I ever imagined.
I'm glad you enjoyed the deep dive. It's a constantly evolving field. Who knows what incredible advancements are just around the corner?
That's what makes it so exciting. So to wrap things up, I want to encourage our listeners to take a moment to appreciate the image sensors all around us.
Yeah.
From our smartphones and laptops to our cars and security systems, these tiny components are shaping the way we see and interact with the world.
And who knows, maybe one of our listeners will be inspired to create the next big breakthrough in image sensor technology.
That's a great thought. Until next time, keep exploring the incredible world of image sensors. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into this fascinating field.